episode here on Sunnyside Up Farms. Yes, another series has returned to the channel. We're doing very well this week. We're still having quite a few meetings, but they're either sort of quite early in the day or quite later on in the evening, so I'm sort of, it's leaving me the middle of the day. So yeah, we're getting back into it, I think, which is good. I've really missed over the last week or so, or the last couple of weeks as it's been, doing YouTube. So I'm pleased that we're getting right back into it. And you'll remember from last time that we took on two contracts, to try and just bring in a little bit of money, but not only that as well, to try and just give us a little bit of work in the springtime, because we sort of don't have the work. What I will do is that once I get this done, I'll then fast forward it on. Well, I've got another field to do, but once we get these two fields done, I'll fast forward it on to the next, so like May, and then we'll redo all the spraying, because I think we've got the second lot of spraying to do, and then once we've done the spraying, I will then fast forward it on to harvest again, because as I say, at the moment we just need to keep this sort of turning round and going and going and going, because as I say, we've sort of not got the land to be doing an awful lot at the moment, but land is something that we will be requiring or acquiring, because as I say, I want to build the farm. I want to really get established and going on this save, and so I'll just keep it moving. But yeah, so I hope I find you all well and having a good day, and all trying to muddle on through life, which we're all trying to do, but hopefully you're all having a good day and what have you. I'm not having too bad a day. I mean, it's still fairly early in the morning here. It's 10:30 in the morning, so it's I'm a bit later starting today. Normally I start at about 9:15, but I did 2 videos yesterday, and I needed to convert one to obviously to put it up onto YouTube, so I've been doing that. I've also been watching a couple of videos on YouTube, so one of mine, just to kind of see the quality and make sure that I don't need to change anything, and then just a couple of videos from other people that I enjoy watching. I think all of them were stock cars, I think. So so I tend to, when I'm on YouTube, although I do sort of kind of watch farming sim videos, they're not my go-to videos. I like watching the real life farming ones. I like watching sort of stock cars and stuff like that, but yeah, I'd sort of don't go straight for farming sim videos. I quite enjoy watching PA Plowboy shorts as well, although I haven't seen any of them for a while. Normally they sort of pop up in my feed quite regular, but I haven't seen any of them for a while, so that's reminding me I must go and check it out and see whether he's done any more. Go check them out for yourself, especially for those of us that live here in the UK, because he gives us a very good insight of what farming life is like in America. So it's always, I find it interesting, and I think they're good videos, and I think they're nicely put together. So always worth a shout out, and always worth a subscribe as well. So yeah, that sort of tends to be the stuff that I usually get up to, but it's a busy weekend coming. I don't know whether I'm quite going to get in far enough in front for there to be weekend videos, or if there are weekend videos, there won't be no videos for next week because it's half term. So then the videos will start the following week, and I think they will start on the Tuesday because I'm pretty certain he's got a teacher training day on the Monday. So, but yeah, otherwise, as I say, we will. But then we'll be back to normal then up till Christmas, and then Christmas, if I can't get far enough in front, might be a bit sort of messed up. Right, what I'm going to do, actually, I'll keep it down. Keep it down, Jim. Yeah, I'll keep it down, and then we'll just do this little end because this is the short little end, and then we'll go the other side. I think I might still have been better off doing that side actually, because this looks like the exit to the field. But yeah, so. But yeah, no. So as I say, looking forward to you know, sort of the future and moving forward, and hopefully sort of the rest of this year and then next year will be as good on YouTube as it was this year for me. I mean, sort of started a year ago, so about June, July of 2023 I started YouTube. Did it a video every day up till the summer holidays in sort of August really, because the first, no, I will go and draw this first. Oh, that we can get out there actually. let's make our minds up what we're doing here. Right, let's scoot on up here. Right, so we're in this field. If we come out here as opposed to come out here, it's not really any different, is it? But the next field that I want to do is down here somewhere, is there. Okay, it's not really going to make too much in the way of difference which end of the field I come out, so we'll do this bit and then we'll go the other side. Oops. It's the only thing with four-wheel steering, it just catch me out, especially when I'm on a keyboard steering. But yeah, so as I say, I started then, and then didn't really do anything really after the summer holidays, and then got so we sort of got Christmas out of the way, and my partner at the time said to me, she said, "You're not doing YouTube anymore?" And I said, "Nah." I said, the problem is, you know, I said, like, I can only do it in the day when like you're at work and like her daughter was at school, and I said, like, you know, sometimes I said, like, because I have other stuff to do in the day, I have like the dog to look after, we had you know, sort of like at the time I was sort of doing the housework and stuff like that, and you know, it just got to the point where I just sort of, I don't know, I just lost, didn't really lose in. I wanted to do it, but I just lost motivation for it, because it was kind of like, oh, you know, by the time then, sort of like, you know, some days she would be home from work early, so then that sort of, I then lost that day, you know, she had 2 days off in the week, and so, and in the end it was just like, I could never sort of get on top of it, you know, and then we used to have her friends' kids over for, I think, at least one night. I think it was probably a couple of nights a week, I'm sure. And in the end, you know, and then like we would go to football in the evenings. We'd take her daughter to football in the evenings, and different clubs and stuff that she was sort of doing, you know, after school and what have you. And in the end, I just sort of thought, do you know what? It's just not meant to be. I just don't have the time to do it. And then in January, as I say, she sort of said, you know, you're not doing it anymore. And so I sort of said, you know, what I've just said to you, the reasons why I wasn't doing it, and she said, well, you know, we need to change that, you know, and she said it's about give and take, so, you know, if I get home early from work, I can go and see my friend, or I can, whatever, or, go and sit in the bedroom and watch TV, or, sort of whatever, so that you can record your videos. And of course, sort of I started, started doing the videos again. I also knew as well at that point that I was going to leave her as well. I'd sort of, I'd known sort of for a couple of months that I wasn't happy. I had sort of, and that was another reason why I wasn't really doing videos, because I sort of, like I say, because things in this sort of personal life were not going well, and I sort of, I ain't gonna say I was unhappy all the time, but it, a lot of the time I was questioning myself and sort of thinking, why am I doing this? And other things were sort of happening, and so I sort of, in January, I kind of knew that our time together had virtually run out, and I thought, thing is, I'll go back to my mum's. Mum in the day keeps herself really busy. She's gardening, she's doing this, that, and everything else. I thought in the daytime I'll have an opportunity to record videos. But then even in the winter, when she'd probably sit in the living room a lot more and be watching TV and sort of sit with the heating on and everything, I thought, when I go to bed in the evenings, because my mum, I sort of have to sleep in the living room, and I thought I'll be able to record sort of through the night, sort of thing. I don't have to get up in the sort of morning for anything, and blah blah blah. And I just sort of thought, I'd still be able to do it. It's still doable. And so I'd sort of, kind of decided in January. I thought, well, in a way they're kind of going to have to just sort of kind of lump it, really, because I'm going to do it. Like, I'm going to start doing YouTube, because when I'm sort of not here anymore, I want something to do in the day. I want to focus in the day. I want sort of a sense of achievement and adventure and everything. And that was sort of, there was a lot of factors back in January, and then I say by sort of, I think it was probably early to mid-February, the final thing sort of happened, and I just thought, nah, I'm not putting up with this for the rest of my life. I just wasn't, without going into huge detail, but so some really bad stuff happened to me when I was a kid, really, really bad stuff. And after it was over, I used to get shut in a room, and the door would be locked, and what would happen is it would be, the silence would be awful. And now this only happened when I stayed at a friend's house, so this wasn't my family home. My family home was brilliant, it was absolutely fantastic. I couldn't wish for a better mum and dad, couldn't have wished for a better childhood and a better upbringing. But when I went to a friend's house, things were not so good. And I know it's easy to kind of go, well, don't go, but I'd got myself into a bit of a situation, and I just didn't see sort of a way out of it. Eventually I sort of got out of it, but anyway, so I'd be locked in silence, and so I hated the silence. The silence was the worst thing ever, and I've never really sort of had to deal with it as such as an adult. So, like, my first proper sort of girlfriend, if we argued, we would argue, and then sort of 10-15 minutes later, I don't know, we would just go up to each other, give each other a hug and a kiss, and that would be the end of that, and it'd be finished and it'd be done, and we'd all be back to normal again, and that was great. And then sort of, she obviously left me for someone else, which, fair enough, that's her life, that's her choice, whatever. I then got another sort of a partner that I was sort of with probably about 6-7 months, and exactly I mean, very rarely did us two row. We just seem to get on all the time, and just things in her life sort of went, one way, and she had to, sort of make a decision between me or a career, and she rightly chose her career. I was gutted because I loved her more. When you get that feeling that someone's the one, that's the feeling I had with her. But as I say, she sort of said, "I'm really sorry, but I want to make it in what I want to make it in, and at the moment you're a wonderful distraction, but you're a distraction, and I don't want distractions." And she's still single today, and I do occasionally still talk to her as well. And she kind of often says, like, "Oh, now you're single again. Who knows in the future?" Because I've sort of regretted that decision ever since. She said, "But I made the right decision at the time," and I was like, "Yeah, I understand that, and that's fine." But the one that, as I say, the last sort of one that I had, so was with for about 2 years. But if we had an argument, that argument would last for 3, 4, 5, 6 days, and there would just be silence. There would be no speech, and honestly, it used to just take me straight back to when I was younger and where I was, and I just couldn't cope with it. And half the time, a lot of the time, we hadn't even round. It's just a case of she would wake up and sort of think, "Well, today I'm not talking," and that, and as I say, that would then go on 2 or 3 days, and I just couldn't deal with it. And I say, in sort of February, it happened again. Woke up one morning, absolutely fine, went in, say morning to her, and just get blanked, and I just thought, nah, I'm not putting up with this. I don't mind someone sort of in a way shouting, screaming at me, and telling me their thoughts and their feelings. I don't mind that. That's fine. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's good to vent, but after a little short time, it's the end of it. You move on. And like I say, it just wasn't like that. So sort of left then, and as I say, I've been doing this ever since, and it has been going really well. And then obviously end of August, I think the 2nd of September, things sort of happened again, in my personal life with my little boy, and like living with his mum and what have you, and I sort of took on a new role, so to speak, and the last sort of couple of weeks has meant that I haven't been able to, just because there is so many meetings, there is, my phone is constantly going off, and it's been pretty tough, but yeah, we're getting there. And as I say, we should hopefully soon be back right on it. So the Britain's episodes, they will come quite often until we get it finished. And what my plan with the Britons one is, as far as I can see, we've got 2 choices, right? So we can carry on with the plan that we've got, and we can end the series now, or we can keep it going until a good mod map comes out for 2025. Then what we could do is sell everything, all the crops, all the machinery, all the sheds, all the farms, all the fields, and the money that we have from selling everything is the money that we start with on the new save on 2025. Do you like that idea, or am I just being a bit silly? But that's the way I sort of see it, is that we could sort of say, well, we sold this farm, we moved here, whether it's going to be a British map, or whether, because I do like the British maps, not all of them, some of them are just silly, because they're like, all the roads are narrow little 1-lane roads, and whilst I accept that's probably the case in some parts of the country, it's not every place I've ever been. You know, that's never been the case, and like tiny little gateways and stuff like that, it kind of almost sort of, they make the maps feel that, you know, they're back in the 60s when machinery was small, when gateways were small and what have you, whereas obviously I like to play sort of with bit bigger stuff, and so therefore it doesn't sort of work really as well. But yeah, so we could do that. We could then sort of sell everything and then sort of say, well, that's the starting money for, you know, whether that's enough to buy a farm or whether it's just enough to buy a tractor or whatever, and we start out as a contractor and eventually work our way up to owning a farm. You know, I don't know, but that's the sort of what I'm sort of looking at, or what I'm sort of thinking that we could be doing, which I think would be, you know, sort of brilliant in a way. Right, we will get this dropped off, and then oh, you can't. I was going to lower it down on the wheels, that's what I was going to do, but unfortunately you have to do that, and that's not so great, but okay. Whatever. Whatever. Right, what I'll do is I'm going to end this part of the video here, and then I'll drive to the next field, and then when you come back on the time lapse, I'll be in the next field, so that we don't have all the drive, and then the episode will be just me working away. So I'll see you in a bit. And I'm back. So here we go. This is not a very straight tram line. This is a bit of a wobbly one. Yeah, it's gone fairly well. We've got the, as you can see, we're getting sort of the spraying underway and done, and we got the bit of drilling done as well that we needed to get done. So that was good. Surprisingly, the field wasn't as big as what I thought it was. I'd kind of thought that was probably going to be the job for today, but it didn't matter that it wasn't, obviously, because as I said at the beginning, that if the drilling did get done, sort of before, with still time in the episode, then this will do another wobbly bloody tram lines. Now in real life, I can drive fairly straight, but it's a bit harder in Farmington because when you look there, because of the way textures and everything, the way my computer kind of sort of does everything, it's hard to pick a spot out on the horizon and just drive to it, which is a bit of a bummer because, as I say, it then means that I'm not sort of driving very straight. It looks as if that second telegraph pole should have been my aim. But yeah, so that's the reason why it is. But it's, as I say, it's gone very, very well. We'll get this done, and then let's say the next episode probably will be harvest. Just so we can keep it going and keep it moving, like I said earlier. But yeah, so I'm fairly pleased with the way things have gone. It's been not a bad episode, and well, you'll be the judge of that. But in terms of sort of getting things done that I wanted to get done, we're certainly well on the way to that. I didn't think I'd have all the spraying done today, so I'm sort of not. It's not like I'm sort of disappointed because we haven't got it done. I didn't think we would do, but it's nice that we've got a start on it, and it's nice that we've sort of got going on it. So yeah, we will get this finished, and then we've got the rape field to do, or canola field to do. I keep getting in trouble from my video checkers. And say, you can't say that word, you have to say canola. And I'm like, how the hell do you know it's canola? And they're like, because we've heard you say it. It's like, okay, fair enough. But yeah, so anyway, I'm going to leave this video here, and I will obviously see you in the next one. And so until then, if you haven't done already, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Share the video wherever you want. According to the analytics of the videos that I've put out, nearly all of my viewers non-subscribers are non-subscribers, so if you could just hit that subscribe button, it would really help. It really does help me, and by the time we get to Christmas, I would like to think that maybe we could be at sort of 600 to 650, so that would be absolutely amazing. And all that's left for me to say is thanks ever so much for joining me on this episode. I've really enjoyed having your company, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye for now.